and gentlemen, let's go.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Singing girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Life is P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. If this is your first time joining me, thank you. If you're a repeat listener, what's up? Welcome. Thank you to you too. I love the fact that you guys give me your time, and I try to give you a piece of me in every show. I so appreciate everyone who has downloaded my novel, In Her Makeup, and read it on Kindle or paperback. And I'm so excited that now it is finally available on audiobook. So you could get In Her Makeup on Audible or Apple Books. If this is the first time you're using the Audible service and it's the first book you download, I believe it's free. So, like, why not? Free book, you listen to it. I think you'll really enjoy it. I had a great narrator, really smooth voice. And I'm really proud of it. So I would love for you guys to invest in that. Leave a review, good or bad or indifferent, but leave a review. Let me know what you think. I can certainly use your feedback in how I go forward. So I know I'm in a lot. I'm kind of under the weather, but I don't know if you guys are repeat listeners and you've been here last year, you know that I'm like allergic to spring and summer. So it's probably going to be quite a few shows where I sound congested or my voice is an octave lower. I don't know. I'm trying to take all this medicine, and I'm even like taking spoonfuls of honey in the morning and at night. I'm just trying. I'm trying. But let's talk about this week. So first of all, I know you guys have heard me say that Beyonce is my spirit animal, but however, this week, my spirit animal was Jadakiss. And if you don't know who he is, you need to look up rapper Jadakiss. You need to look up The Lox. I come from the era where there was soul popping, and Jadakiss, like, sometimes when he rhymes, he just like speaks my heart. He speaks my truth. And I had to listen to him all week because sometimes you got to remember to thug it out. You got to remember to boss up, not just on people, but on yourself. You got to remember who you are, what you've been through, what you're aiming for, how you survived, and your intention going forward. Because we can get lost in the anxiety and in the stress of what's going on around us. You know, I was working with a team, and in a lot of areas, it felt like they were leaving me hanging. They were putting me in positions that I felt I was ill-equipped, not allowing me to do the things that I do best, with connect with certain people and help those people. I just felt like, honestly, I was like, am I being hazed? I don't understand. And I had to remember that this whole situation was a means to an end. So it's not permanent. I know it's not permanent. I took it on as temporary. So why am I getting so caught up in the bullcrap of the stress? You know, is it stressful that I'm not getting the opportunity to write as often as I like? Absolutely. That I'm not getting the opportunity to edit, that I have to talk to my publisher to give me time to turn in certain projects because I have 50 million lives I'm living? Absolutely. Excuse me. Am I taking away from my daughter? I do feel like that. This current contract I'm on has a lot of late hours and a lot of, I don't know, mandatory overtime, I guess, in order to get the work done. And I feel like I'm not giving enough time to my daughter, but I'm trying to figure out how to make that work because she can't be sacrificed in any of this. She can't be. And so I'm listening to Jadakiss, and One More Mile to Go is my song. So I'm listening, and I'm trying to like get myself mentally prepared and remind myself that, one, my destiny is not tied in anyone's pocket, right? People act like they're giving you such a gift by giving you a job or asking you to do something for them that highlights some gift you have. But you're working for the recognition, for the money. You're working for it. So I would encourage you, if you're somebody who thinks that you're doing this incredible thing by offering someone a job or offering someone the opportunity to use their gifts and be paid for it, you are. However, at one point that wears off. So you can't ride that train forever. You can't give somebody an opportunity or pay somebody for their gifts and think that a year down the line or 6 months down the line or 5 projects in that this person ought to be grateful for you and ought to be grateful for the opportunity, and you should get discounts or not pay them on time or, be able to ask anything of them or ask them something in the middle of the night or a last minute project, and they should be able to deliver without feeling some type of way. You're taking advantage. Because honestly, if you felt that they weren't talented enough or weren't equipped to do the job at the professional rate, then why are you even hiring them? Why are you even offering them the opportunity? Why? I mean, at one point, even if you felt like, I'm giving them the opportunity to hone their skill, and so no, I don't believe they're at the professional rate, however, they will be eventually, but then are you going to pay them the professional rate when you believe they've arrived? Because they're working in it, right? So they're practicing, and as they're practicing their craft, they're getting better. So where they were a month ago, they're not the same place now, just like they're not going to be the same place in 3 months. So why aren't you compensating them for this newfound skill and this new level of professionalism? Now, if someone offers you a discount and someone's like, yo, you just did so much for me and I just want to say thank you, that's one thing. But stop the expectation that they ought to be grateful for everything that you're doing for them, despite the fact that they're working for it. You're not giving it to them. You're requiring them to work for it. So you have to acknowledge that these people are putting in work. And when you're contracting people and working on projects, and whether it be hiring an editor or a site manager or whatever, they're working for you. And they are people. They are not just contracts. They are not just a role to fill. They are people. And we sometimes get so, and I'm talking to myself too, we get so caught up in our own mess and our own madness and so proud of ourselves and want to pat ourselves on the back so many times for helping someone or giving someone the opportunity that we don't realize that it wears thin after a while. And then we're mad when they're like looking for additional compensation or looking for you to stop asking them at the drop of a dime to do something, or looking for the free service because you gave this one opportunity at one point. Like, stop. It's whack. It's whack. And then we put it on the artist or whoever it is that we've employed, and we're like, well, I gave you repeat business. You should. If you are giving someone repeat business or hiring someone to do something with the expectation of the 50 million above and beyonds that they should do, don't hire that person. Go hire somebody you don't know who's already achieved a particular level, who you can keep the relationship strictly business. Because don't damage a personal relationship because you got your head stuck up your behind. Don't do that. Because people got to make a living. And, having your name on something is great, but eventually, you need the fruits of that. You need to be able to survive with that. How are you going to charge other people? You don't even know what you should be paid because you're constantly being underpaid. Like, stop. It's whack. It's so whack. And I'm not even talking about just like the exchange of writing or film. You know, I see it on a regular basis in corporations. You underpay someone. You know, there was a young lady I know who she had like her first job, and they offered her salary that if she had one other job, maybe one in college or something, they wouldn't have lowballed her like that. But she didn't know, and so she took it. And they're asking her to do things that are not only above and beyond what her job description says, but it's above and beyond what the normal salary would have paid. It's extra. It's so extra. And you're not even paying her what her peers are making. You're not even paying her fairly. You took advantage. And that makes you suck. It means you have low morals. And sometimes, like I said, I got to talk to myself and be like, I suck. Okay, I gave somebody the opportunity to do some work for me, but why I'm not paying their rate? Why am I expecting extra? Why am I expecting them to discount their gift? Why? Like I said, if you choose to do that, good for you. But there shouldn't be the expectation that you have to discount your rate, because then why not make the lower rate your rate? Eventually a big portion of business is going to come from referrals and other people who have used your product or whatever. And everybody wants the discounted rate. Who's going to pay the standard? Who's going to pay it? Honestly, we got to stop doing this to each other. Particularly fellow artists. We have to stop doing this to each other. We have to recognize each other's worth the way that we want our worth to be recognized. And we have to partner together. And, you know, I've had people who have charged me astronomical rates to do either a cover or editing. And it's a either I take it or I don't. But I tell myself, you're not allowed to feel some type of way about what they charged you. That is what they feel their work is worth. And it's either in your budget or it's not. But you can't abuse people and have this expectation of them to constantly discount themselves and slash a rate for their worth. We have to stop the expectation. We don't want people to do it to us, so we have to stop doing it to other people. Same thing with small businesses. We believe that because you're a small business, that your product should be cheaper, that you should work harder to earn my business. And honestly, how can a small business have a cheaper product? It costs them more to produce it. Mass production is cheaper. So if it costs you more to produce it, why do I expect to cut into that profit by getting it cheaper? It doesn't make any mathematical sense, and it's not fair to the small business owner. And we want, I wish y'all small businesses or y'all Black-owned businesses or women-owned businesses need to have better customer service. Absolutely. But I feel like, why are we singling them out? I can call T-Mobile or Verizon Wireless or AT&T and catch a representative on a bad day and get poor customer service. But we're not as quick to call them out for needing better customer service. They also have training programs which will train people in customer service, whereas small businesses don't always have the means to put people through training to understand how to deal with a large population. And granted, absolutely, you as the consumer don't have to take every single person's situation into consideration when purchasing. But when ranting and raving, I feel like take a second to sort of think that through. I mean, who wants to look like an asshole? And most of the time you do. So don't do that. Don't do that. But, and I think I'm just griping, particularly because working in corporate atmosphere or working in large businesses, I see how they treat the labor population or people who are considered their quote unquote low-wage workers. And there's this air of, you ought to be grateful I gave you a job. And it's just not right. It's not right. For some people, these jobs are not necessarily the best they can do. It's just the best they can do right now. Maybe they have another job that pays more money, but it doesn't offer them additional hours. And so they need this thing on the side. Maybe they their company downsized and they got let go, and they don't have the time to interview with 100 different companies to find a comparable job. Maybe they got rent and mortgage due right now and need money in their pocket right now, so they're going to take this low wage work just to get through a particular season in their life. It's not right to mistreat them. It's not right to shrug them off as though you have gifted them their destiny, that their whole means of survival is tied up in your pocket. Because if you don't give them they're going to get something somewhere. They are. At least I believe so. If you work hard enough, if you're looking enough, you're going to get something somewhere. But I've also got work that needs to be done. So we're giving each other an exchange. That's why I'm paying you. The pay is the appreciation, and the hard work is the appreciation on your side. But that's an exchange. That's not, I'm going to do you this favor. That's an exchange. And I've seen companies, say, well, this person doesn't have a degree, so I'm going to pay them less. But this person knows this business in and out. This person knows this business better than anybody who you've got coming in here with a degree. In fact, you're going to ask this person to train them. They should be compensated. It should be the same way your destiny is not tied up and all your blessings are not tied up or wrapped up in one rubber band ball inside someone's pocket. Their destiny and blessings are not tied up in yours. It's not. I mean, I constantly live by the motto, I'm going to rise regardless. It's either going to be because of you or in spite of you. You can pick which one. But I have to know that the people on the other side of that spectrum, right, is either going to be because of me or in spite of me. And I could choose to pick which one. And I would like to be because of me and not because I gifted you something, but because I believed and I invested and I saw your worth and I did accordingly. If that makes any sense to you guys. I just feel like we have to value each other. We devalue and look for the discount and look for the slash price and look for what's cheap so often. And there are places where we can find things that are very cheap. And so maybe if that's what you're looking for, go there. Go there. Like I said, mass production is a lot easier to slash a cost than when you're dealing with someone's small business. So yeah, I might be pissed your t-shirt is $35 when I know I can buy a $10 or $15 t-shirt at the store or a $20 t-shirt at the store. However, if I'm going to invest in your business, like you can't afford to produce those shirts and sell them for $15 or $10 or $12. You can't afford it. If it costs you $8 for a shirt to get something printed on it, like why even bother if you're going to sell it for $2 more? Why? We need to start valuing each other. Like I said, if someone offers you that reduced price or whatever, that's great. Wonderful. But we should stop expecting that. And we should start expecting to pay what something is worth. And if it's not in your budget, then accept that. Go find what's in your budget. Don't force people to comply with your budget. And the same thing, like when you go for a job interview and they talk about salary, they put the salary on the table. I always ask, is that negotiable? And once you tell me yes, then we're going to negotiate. If you tell me no, then that means that this job is in my budget or it's not. They either pay what I need to be paid or they don't. And if they don't, thank you and walk away. And then go find what I need. Go find what I know I'm worth. And it may take me longer, but you stretch out time with the headache of griping about not being paid enough, about not being recognized or valued enough. I had a situation where I'm asking a manager, like, there were people who helped me. How can I say thank you? Is there something above and beyond I can do? One person drove to Philly in the middle of the day. It was like a 45-minute ride for them to go there, and then another 45 minutes to come back to get like some bag that I needed in the middle of the day. And someone had to go. It's part of the job. But when I asked the manager, he's like, yeah, there's a way. She's going to get compensated for her mileage. She's going to get reimbursed for her mileage and her toll. What? I understand it's part of the job, but it's still like a Friday afternoon. And, you know, it was last minute ask. It wasn't expected. Nobody asked. She just started. Nobody asked the girl if she had the money up front to pay for the gas or what was her gas tank looking like. Nobody, you know, worried about if she had the money to pay the toll. She just went. And I feel like even if it's like a $5 gift card to a coffee shop to say your next couple of coffees are on me, that makes a difference. And I want to say thank you. And to come at me like, yeah, they're going to be compensated, like that's what the job is, to me, I feel is a little insensitive. And it's the reason why the turnover is so high and people are so unhappy and there's so much angst, because we're not taking care of the people that take care of us. We're not going above and beyond for the people who go above and beyond for us. And I have a problem with that. I have an issue with that. So we'll see. I know that having this contemplation makes me feel as though going forward, I will take better care and remind myself that people don't have to discount. They don't have to slash their price. They don't have to deduct from their worth because my budget is not big enough. With that said, I think that's my spiel for today. I'm off the soapbox. If you ever want to get at me, please reach me on Facebook at Phoenix Ash or on Instagram. I'm at P Writes, and that's PWRITES. I'm also P Writes on Twitter. I love to have the exchange in the DMs as long as nothing nasty, like talk to me about something for real. We can discuss whatever you like. I mean, I guess I can give advice. I don't know. Maybe a little job coaching. But if you'd like to invest in my work, my novel, In Her Makeup, available on Audible as well as Amazon Books, also Kindle and Apple Books. So please pick that up, In Her Makeup by Phoenix Ash. It's a tale you will enjoy. It's full of secrets, lust, love, family, all those good things. I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it. So pick that up as soon as you can. More announcements to come in terms of work that's going to be presented. Like I said, I finally signed with a publisher. I'm so happy. So I will definitely keep you posted on the details of that. And until next time, when we can exchange power. Peace.